Good afternoon, Carnation Crafters, and a huge welcome to the Carnation Crafts studio. As always, lovely to have your company. Please do say hello. I have got YouTube here and I have got Facebook as well. Hey, 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 Sheila Gent. Hey, 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 June Smith, Karen Vincent, Carol Hart. You are all here. Yolanda, hello. Pam, hello, hello, hello. Beautiful collection, so excited. And yes, it jumped into my basket. I think lots of people have done that. So it's on sale already on the Carnation Crafts website, which is www.carnationcrafts.co.uk. First thing I'll do, hey Pauline Thorne, hey Samantha Binks, hey Eileen, how you doing? Hey Dawn, there's lots of you here. I'm just letting you all know that I think you've probably seen it on the Carnation Facebook page, but the vignettes for this collection will be available for you on Tuesday. So what they're doing is just holding back on the vignettes so that everyone can get to the website and buy the collection. And this is just because the website slows down so much when everybody is downloading information from it. So they're going to keep them off there until Tuesday. You wouldn't receive this until Tuesday anyway, so it will come in time with that. Wow, there's lots of you. Hello, everybody. So hello, Eileen Sandham. Hello, Carol Healy. Hello from Chicago, TK. Good morning, Jacqueline here from the USA DT team. Hey, hey, hey. And then over on Facebook, let's say hello to you guys. As gosh, there's lots of you. Miss Tiztaz, there are lots of people with. Miss Tiztaz is with me on a Sunday. Hey Dawn Churchill, hey Celia, hey Karen, hey Linda Wilson, hey Jenny West, hey Annie Foxall. Annie, you're here on Facebook. You're normally over on YouTube, I think, or maybe not, I don't know. Hey Patricia, hey Dawn, Fifi, Kate, Sue, Yolanda, Barbara, hey, there's lots of the DT team here. Hey Tina, hey Linda Poland, hey Jeanette, lots of you. Hey Cindy Smith from Utah as well. Lovely to have your company. It's Christmas in June. So everybody who asks the question, why on earth do you put Christmas out so early? We've had lots of people asking the question. Hey Joanna, hey Gwen. Hey from Hull. Ooh, Gwen, I'm from Beverly. Hey, hey, hey. Hey Kaylee, because the reason we put Christmas out so early is nothing to do with Carnation. The craft industry has Christmas in June, and this is so that everybody can get their stuff in time. Hey Elizabeth Lacey, how you doing? Hey Mags Brown, people saying hey Taz as well. So yeah, Christmas happens in June for the crafting industry. Everybody will be doing the same thing. So on all of the channels, you'll see lots of Christmas coming up in the next month. Carnation, as always, releases 2 collections every month, and consequently the 2 that they release in June are both Christmas collections. So nothing changes as far as the amount that we release in June, but we do always have 2 Christmas collections for you to have a look at and to choose from. The one we're looking at today is Gifted Christmas, and that's what we're focusing on. And they've sent me it all nice and wrapped up for me to open in front of you. So we're going to have a look at that. We're going to have a look at some finished samples, and we're going to have a look at the boards. So nothing changes to a normal Facebook preview, except for we've got Miss Taz here for this one, and we're doing the unboxing of the collection so you can see it. Elizabeth, I used to shop in Beverley. My hubby was in the RAF camp close by. That will have been in Leconfield, I assume. Christmas in June. Let's get a head start on Christmas cards while I'm not working. I think that's the thing, isn't it? Everybody just starts a little bit early. So we're going to have a look at the collection first. I'm going to open it so you can see it because it's all right nice. But you can see just down here we've got a little friend, and he is part of this collection, and he is absolutely gorgeous. Really, really lovely. So we're already starting on an amazing footing. Now, what Nick has done this time and his team have provided us with something really incredible and really, really beautiful, which is this really incredibly clever die. And I'm going to show you it. You'll see how it works. But man, it is absolutely awesome. Let me just pull... That's a lot of ribbon. Let me just pull this ribbon off. Oh, it's exciting, Taz. It's like birthday time. It's like Christmas time, but not. Love the snowy polar bear, Elizabeth. Isn't he gorgeous? Pam Simpson is stood ironing while watching you. Well done for ironing, Pam, because I just don't do it. Can't remember the last time I did the ironing business. Gifted Christmas Perfect Papers. So, hey Sharon Curtis, you beautiful human. Are you okay? Let's have a look at the perfect papers because they are delicious for this one. Sorry, Carnation, I'm opening the things. So, how stunning are these gorgeous colours? You've got that beautiful gold colour. Look. Hey, Mr. Mark Judd, are you okay? That's the boss. The boss is here, Miss Taz. Look busy, Miss Taz. Look at these. Aren't they stunning? I'm just going to run through these so you can see them. So we've got that gorgeous gold, then we tone that down and it goes into a much softer colour as well. So we've got all of those. I love that. It's like a Christmas jumper, isn't it? Those dotty papers. And then we get to the real heart of Christmas colours here. Those beautiful greens, those gorgeous, very rich greens. So imagine the backgrounds you're going to create with those golds. Really, really stunning. So you've got those beautiful pieces. Miss Taz has just put onto a note for me. I'll do the details after we've unboxed. I thought she said I'm going to the dentist after we've unboxed, which I thought was a little bit odd on a Sunday. And then we go to the lighter tones of the greens as well. So bringing those in together where you pull forward your darks and your lighter greens. So if I tone on tone those, look at that. Extraordinary colours for Christmas. We would expect nothing less. Really, really beautiful. And then I'll just skip through now to those reds. Look at that colour. It's so beautiful. That is rich. That is a really beautiful, rich Christmas tone. That beautiful wine. Look, look, look at the pretty. Isn't it gorgeous? Now, what you'll notice about the papers on these ones, I'll just run through to the lighter ones so you can see. Look at that. That with the greens, you know, the dark green, the rich, beautiful tones. And then I'll just show you the two patterns. So you've got that beautiful red and then the dotted. I love, love, love so much. Now, the reason that they have got the pattern papers that kind of look like the Christmas jumpers is because it's called Gifted Christmas. And the whole idea behind this collection is the idea of gifts for Christmas, and they've done it in a really gorgeous way. So what they've done is created this really special die, and I'm going to show you it. And it's not like anything I've ever seen before, and I don't think it'll be like anything you've ever seen before. We're going to have a look at it on the board, but I'm going to show you what they've sent me here first, because they sent it to me and said show this. So I'm going to do the things I'm told to do. It's very unusual for me. So let's have a look. And I'll tell you which parts are the bundle and which are not. So as you're going through, you'll be able to see it. So I'm just going to run through the dies first, then we're going to run through the boards and I'll talk about it in a bit more depth. Corners, always important, and these are beautiful. These are the ones that you would more likely cut in your own cardstocks. So they don't have a vignette with them. So you'll be able to cut those in whatever you want, your golds, your whites, whatever. Then we've got the putting up the tree. Now that comes as a separate piece. But look, now I know everybody is going nuts for the polar bear. I know the corners are beautiful, Joanna, you're not wrong. Absolutely stunning, right? Everyone's going nuts for the polar bear. And I love that you're going nuts for the polar bear because he is stunning. But I'm going to give a massive shout out to this little chap in his oversized hat. He's so cute. When you see the vignette for him, he is ridiculously gorgeous. So all of them are stunning. You've got a scarf. I'm going to go through the board, so we will look at it in closer detail, but loads to look at with these. Then we've got a debossing plate, which is one of the extras, and I will show you that in a second. We're going to go through it all, but then these are stunning. And what's really important about these florals, I can never pronounce this, so I'm not even going to try. Love the robin, love the fox. Poinsettia. We'll leave that with Miss Taz. This one, so you've got the full large bloom of the floral, or you've got the one that sits almost as a side panel. So if you start to focus on this one, but then start to think of this one as being slightly tucked under and another one slightly tucked under this way, add your pine cones, add your fair leaves and all the rest of it, start to think of those blooms coming through. Absolutely stunning. Your play weight on this is just gorgeous. Two stunning sentiments as well. So you can start to see when we're looking at sharing in the moment and you're looking at these, when you start seeing the amount of metal that's coming through on this, it's an enormous collection, which we would expect at Christmas, and it's lovely to have. Beautifully wrapped. This is incredible. And the reason you've got the bow. right? So you've got the tails of the bow, you've got the bow lines, you can have the longer one, you've got the shorter one. Perfect, right? And you've got vignettes for these as well. They come in red and gold, but obviously you could cut them in whatever you wanted. These little beauties, though, are ace. Now, you can use them as tails for the ribbons, but what you can do is use them across a card front. So you could use that, say like this was the card front, the long one, have them going across and meeting, the short ones, have them going across and meeting, and then have the ribbons. So you've almost got a gift on the card. It looks awesome. We're going to have so much fun during demo. Sharon says, love having individual florals like that to build your own composition. It's important because it means we can decoupage, but we can just build those corners out and just fill in those blooms, those diagonals going across, just beautifully shaped out, and it's just pretty. The one I want to show you the most is this, because you'll look at it and go, what now? What? It's not a card shape. Carnation always brings a card shape, right? That's not a card shape. This is the cleverest piece of clever ever that ever was clever, okay? Now, when you look at it, when I first looked at it, I was like, what is it? What is it? What are we doing with this? So you'll see there's a circular piece here, a little triangle piece here, a semicircle here, a corner here, all separate dies. And then you've got this circle piece in the middle, and you've got the square piece on the outside. You've got this arrow shape, and you've got more corners here. What is it? Oh, Kate Jude, you're a legend. It's pronounced as poinsettia. Kate Jude, you just stay here all week and you help me out. I'm going to forget. So when I turn this over, you can see all the metal in full. All right, and I'm going to show you in a second what that does and why it's so incredible. So I'm going to keep bursting with joy in front of me on the desk. So as we go through finished samples, you can see exactly what we're looking at, because it is ridiculously clever. Not just for Christmas. It's nothing to do really with Christmas. And as we go through, you'll understand what I mean. This, it's one of those. It's one of those. It's going to keep you going. So if you're buying one individual, that's mine. And what I would say. Now, the other one is obviously the separate dies that you can choose to buy if you want to, that are separate to the main collection. I'm going to show you those now. There's 3 of them all together. So we're going to have a look at those. The first one, putting up the tree. This is fantastic. Again, I'm going to show you finished samples. But this, see how for those of you who are more die-hard Carnation fans, can you remember the chicken wire where you pull it open and it extends and it becomes chicken wire? That's like this tree. You pull it up and it expands and it gets this beautiful doming on it that we can fill. And you've got all the little ornaments that you can cut as well in the reds and the golds and the greens, so you can build your tree that way, and it looks just pretty, pretty, pretty. And you've got like it's like a white grey vignette for it, and it's just beautiful when it's done. But obviously you can cut it in the perfect papers as well, so really loads of ways of using it. But then we've got the crisp winter debossing plate. How long have we waited for Carnation to bring us a debossing or embossing plate? We knew they were going to do it well, and it's beautiful. So what they've done is this one. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think it's got anything to do with Christmas at all. You could use that all year round, and when you see it on those florals, it's got like a floral shape on it. It's beautiful. So when I turn that, look at the size of that. It's incredible. It's incredible. So the pieces that I'm going to show you in a second, I'll go through and we'll look at how that is used with all of them as well. But the other one that they've got, they didn't stop. This, I think loads of you it's to die for. I think loads of you are going to fall in love with this. You've got your card shape as we would expect. You've got your card base, your mats, and then you've got your layers. You've got your layers here, right? We would expect that from Carnation. That's about right. You've got a strip here and you've got the bow. Okay, so what are they for? Well, it's for this. So see how this has got no cut lines here. Then you've got the 4 little pieces here, 5 little pieces going across, and then you've got the lines. Well, these are score lines. So that all folds over into a box, okay? And each one of these is a hole, and this weaves through. And then you put all your florals through, and this flat panel sticks on the inside of your card to give a box shaping around the edges of your card. And when you see the finished samples, man, is it pretty. It is beautiful with all of those individual florals. Shall I give you a sneak peek? Shall I do a sneak peek, Miss Towns, of what I mean? Are you ready? box. Just sits, all those florals tucked in, those ribbons going through. You can just see the little ribbon here going through. You can do that in any colour you want. You can do it with actual ribbon, you can do it with paper pieces, you can do it your way. It is absolutely gorgeous. Look at his little face. Really, really pretty, right? And that is the frost panel card shape coming to life in all of its glory. And we'll have a look at more finished samples, but man, is that pretty. And what a clever, clever idea. That ribbon just flowing through, as you can see there, with those florals tucked straight in. Just incredible. It's so incredible, so easy to use as well. You're going to fall in love. This whole collection, just silly, silly, beautiful. Now, I'm going to keep the Bursting with Joy next to me as I'm doing the boards and then as I do the finished samples, because I want you to understand it a little bit more detail. However, the boards are not going to help you much with it because the board is just that. It's just a board and it looks exactly the same as it does with the die because there's not a vignette for it, and I'll explain it. Another smart Nick idea. He's so clever, isn't he? His brain works in such a different way. He's an engineer, isn't he? He's an artist and an engineer, and normally those things are so separate from each other. And when you see that coming together, the creations that he comes up with are just mind-blowingly good. I'm going to come back to Bursting with Joy. I'm going to come back to it because I want you to see what it does. And so I'm going to keep you waiting on that. But you've got your beautiful bows here and absolutely stunning with this label. You've got the little bow here, the little tie, and then these gorgeous ribbons that create. Look at the artwork for them. Just to let you know, Miss Taz is just saying here that your number for the Christmas collection, by the way, if any of you want to jot it down, is 230601. Your best price is £107.99 for the whole collection, free P&P obviously as well. So I will remind you of that number towards the end of the Facebook preview, but just to let you know, I'm in love with this set. Gloria, honestly, it's just... They always put everything into Christmas and they always do it so well. But that artwork on those red ribbons, those gold ribbons, and how that comes together in card shapes, when you see it demoed, you're just going to be like, it's every Christmas card. It's so beautiful. It's really stunning. So that's that one. And look at these. Look at how many florals you're getting. That's a lot. Where are you, Kate? Poinsettia. Is that right? Did I say it right? Yeah. Thanks, Kate Jude. Absolutely love the polar bear. Loads of you love the polar bear. So you've got all of your florals coming through, those white tones with the little buds, which obviously we can cut off separately and add in little areas, the tuck-ins, those whites and reds coming together. And then obviously the pine cone, plus your golds coming through on your beautiful sentiments as well. Holly, ivy, all of the things, just super, super pretty. This obviously has two colorways on it, so you've got the red and the white as well, so you've got kind of berries or mistletoe, whichever way you want to look at it. Just absolutely crazy, crazy gorgeous. So that is your florals, but look, the one we've been waiting. Look, he's so handsome. Yolanda says gorgeous. Absolutely, Yolanda. Just beautiful. This little mouse, look, with his big baggy, he looks like Dobby. He's got his big baggy jumper on and he's holding a little present and he's handsome beyond. The beautiful fox with those gorgeous eyes and his little party hat. The robin in his little party hat. Just very, very, just beautiful. Presents, we always need presents. A little Christmas dinner table with mince pies on it, candles on it. This wee chap in his Scandinavian jumper is just beautiful. A scarf, and that can fit the fox, the robin, or the polar bear. They can all wear the scarf. Little presents, you've got your little log piece for your little animals to sit on, so the little mice can be having dinner with the fox because you can raise the height. And then you've got your presents here, you've got your extra ribbons and another little box down here, tiny little glass of something for them to be having, and you've got your Christmas wrapping paper there as well. Linda says, here was me thinking the fireplace last year was a piece of genius and then Nick comes and does it again. It's crazy. Like, both Christmas collections are just stunning. He just does the things, right? We trust him to do the things and he does them every time. Miss Taz. Some of the animals coming down the fireplace. Oh, you could have the little animals coming down the fireplace. You could have the little mouse. You could have the rabbit. Yeah, you'll need to use a discount code to get the best price. That will be the discount code that is in your, I assume it's in your June newsletter. So do go and have a look for your June newsletter. If it's not in your newsletter, or if you don't have the newsletter, please go to Carnation Crafts website and subscribe to it. You'll get an email every now and again. We don't bombard, but you will get some. Thomas Rigg says, hi Carla, ordered ours this morning. How did you get the vignettes? I can't find them on the website. Just to let you all know, I did say at the beginning, but in case you missed it, the vignettes aren't going to be live on the website until Tuesday. And the reason that they were doing this is that we know we're going to have so many people wanting to purchase the Christmas set, and it's the thing that slows the website down is people downloading the vignettes, because obviously it's heavy on the server. So they're just going to leave the vignettes until Tuesday, so you can all buy the set. And then on Tuesday, the vignettes will go live, so you can all download them. And it's just to give people a fairer chance at getting a hold of the Christmas one, because otherwise, you know, some people are downloading and people can't buy it, and then sometimes people might miss out. So they're just making sure everybody has a fair shot at the whip, or a fair crack at the whip. And I get why they're doing it, so I think it's probably the sensible thing to do. Kate said, is there going to be a USB? The answer will be yes, absolutely. Hey Janet Pay, there will absolutely be a USB. When will it come out? I know nothing, I'm afraid. I get it when it's time for me to demonstrate it, so I don't know the answer to that. You've got your cold corners. I love these. Aren't they pretty? Think of those cut in mirror card. Really, really beautiful. Something about white on white. There's something about those crisp, clean edges. Two of these, one on either side of your card with that diagonal going through and those blooms coming through, or a polar bear sitting in the middle of it. Just that pop of colour that will allow those to just sort of breathe in the corners of the card. Just stunning, stunning, stunning. This is obviously the card shape we were just talking about, which is separate to the main collection, but man, is it pretty. This is the piece. You can see all those score lines. I'm not going to score it on here because I'll get into trouble, but you can see that that comes up. That's all your score lines. You fold it over and over and over into a box, glue it down. This feeds through those slots. You need 2 or 3 of them to feed all the way through. And then this bit just glues onto the inside of the card, allows you to open it, and you get that gorgeous, gorgeous, crisp, crisp edge. Deborah, love the pattern papers in the perfect papers for this collection. They're stunning. They're absolutely stunning. Hey, Alison, how you doing, lovely? So lots of us, you know, lots of things for us to play with. I'll show you the last 2 boards, and we're going to look at some finished samples. So this is putting up the tree, which is just beautiful. And as I said, it expands. So when I show you the finished samples, many of them will be expanded. I quite like it in its dinky shape as well. So if you're making smaller cards, you can use that. Decorate it with your ornaments, and then these beautiful, gorgeous kind of ice crystals that you can have hanging as a festoon, or as a, you know, a swag if you like, just sitting at the top of your cards. Great for corners, especially top corners. Really pretty, the things we can make. Just super, super gorgeous. If you were to cut those, by the way, in maybe a silver mirror, you could use those so beautifully in pure enchantment with the fairies as well. Really, really easy to use. Who's asking me, Tracy, what size is the card shape, Carla? It's stunning. I assume you mean the one I was just showing. So this is separate to the main collection, just to keep you all posted. And I've got a ruler, look. Let's have a look. I think this is only in centimetres though, guys, but it'll give you an idea. So you're looking at 21 centimetres, roughly, by, hold on, Mrs. Taz, 13. Yes, Miss Taz?
So 21 centimetres is 8 inches, by 13 centimetres is 5.
So 8 by 5, 8 by 5. So I hope that helps, just to keep you where it is. Karen's saying stunning. You're more than welcome, Tracy. So that's your measurements for that. Yeah, so this tree, I just think it's really, really pretty, but I love other ideas that come through because nothing is ever set in stone. But this, look at this. I know they say that's for Christmas, but you could use that for anything, right? That does not smack of Christmas to me. That smacks of a really beautiful background. June Smith would look nice with the tree light showing through the background of the tree. Yummy, absolutely. So one of the things, for those of you who don't know, that Carnation do sell tiny lights, so it's chance to go and get those from the website as well while you're using discount codes, just to get a little bit off these. But they're done specifically in a warm white colour so that you get that beautiful warm cozy Christmas. You've got 8 LED strings and you've got 2 of those, or 16, so you can use the longer line ones as well. You could potentially, you know, weave those through that box piece. I wonder if they would fit, but that would be nice, wouldn't it? Woven through with the ribbon would look super pretty. But this I love. So I want to talk to you more about Bursting with Joy, but I'm going to keep that there because the elements that you cut with Bursting with Joy can then be debossed and they look gorgeous. But I want to explain Bursting with Joy to you, and I can't really explain it without showing it. So I'm going to show it to you because I think that's potentially going to be my easiest way. So we're going to start going through some finished samples. As I get to something that is made with Bursting with Joy, we will stop and we will look closely at it. So I will show you. Alison says embossing versus debiting. It says it's a debossing plate, so I hope that helps. Kate Jude, put some coloured ink over it and it'd be any time of the year. I agree. I don't think it stands purely as being a Christmas debossing plate. I think it's got every structure, hasn't it? So here we go. So we had a look at this one earlier, and this one has got that beautiful square line. Is that annoying you, Miss Taz? I apologise. So it's got that beautiful line going through it. Debossing, yeah, it's a debossing plate, it says. So this is the thing that's got the ribbon that wraps around it. So we were looking at that a second ago, and it's so pretty. You'll see it coming through. So that's that separate panel that has got the score lines. We fold over and we weave through it, and it is just silly, silly pretty. Now, the tree, I was telling you about the expanding tree, which is a little bit like that chicken wire where you pull it and it expands. So you saw it when it was on the boards as that kind of dinky little shape. Watch, watch, watch then what happens when you pull it. Look! It's so pretty. So, see that? Isn't it beautiful? Putting in those presents, decorating that tree, putting your tinsel around it. You've got your little Christmas tree here and those gifts and presents. Perfect. So beautiful. And that dimension that we're getting through it, just absolutely stunning. So that is that one. Then we go to that debossing plate that we were just talking about a moment ago. The little scarf. It's so cute. Those florals, that bloom that we build, and those beautiful bows, those really gorgeous bows that we can mix and merge. We can use the tails for them to create. Now, one of the things that you might notice on this here penguin card with this debossed piece that's done in those gorgeous blush papers is this. See that torn edge? Okay. And there's one here and it's curled over. Well, that, my friends, is this. One of those. They give you your curled edges. They give you your torn edges. So you can just curl them round. Everything done for you. It's the cleverest of all clevers. And you can have any formation you want anywhere on your card. Absolutely stunning. So that is that one. I'll show you more examples of it as we're going through. Look at that. Those blooms. Just a little mouse. Aren't these cards just delicious? Really stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. Alison is saying, what is debossing? Heard of embossing? Well, embossing is, it's actually something to do with print presses from the old days, I believe. But debossing would be where you are pushing the paper through the metal, and so you're debossing, you're putting that, you know, paper through. An embossing folder would be where the pattern kind of embosses its shape on it. So it's the same thing, it's just one goes one way and one goes the other. So it's exactly the same, you're just putting a pattern onto a piece of paper, but one pushes in, one pulls up, and that's kind of just the difference between it. That debossed background would be amazing with gilding wax. I agree, Sharon. Really stunning, right? Yvonne says, so clever. So we've got all of those elements. Now, so more to do with Bursting with Joy, which is those corners, those pieces that we can, look, all done for you. See how you've got that beautiful line and it ends where it ends and we can curl it. So I do apologise to whoever made this card. I'm just going to pull that forward so you can see that that is one of those corner dies. It cuts beautifully into that card with this gorgeous sort of torn edge, and then you simply curl that round and you can push and poke through because it creates a hole. Absolutely awesome. It's so clever, and this is nothing to do with Christmas. That can be any card. There's so many cards where we have, think of all the florals with Carnation. Think of how many times we can use that in different cards in the future and how we can poke and weave and do all of those gorgeous creations. It's clever beyond. We go through, this is a very clean and simple. I love this. Stripping Christmas right back. Isn't that stunning? Pulling in those colours. See how when we do white on white and we keep it very clean, and then you've got those gorgeous, gorgeous pops of colour just coming through. So this is using those perfect papers and then toning it really beautifully with the, I always want to call it vanilla, with the natural blush papers, and it just gives it that warm tone, that very soft, very, very vanilla tone, which I love so much. Now I'm going to show you a couple more finished samples and then I will leave you in peace for your afternoon, but I do want you to see the extraordinary ways that we can play with this collection. So we've seen something here that is very, very pared back, okay? Very, very pretty, very delicate. But what are those who like to build, who like a busier card? So we can go one or the other. Whenever I talk about Carnation and I talk about how you can style yourself out, it doesn't matter what style of crafting you like, something like this where it's got more going on and how stunning that can be. So everybody's style is taken care of. You see the little lights popping up there because we're using those tiny lights in there. So those little lights shining through that beautiful, beautiful wreath. Again, creating what you want to create. I'm just going to turn those little lights off so I don't waste batteries. Pulling in. Look, aren't they beautiful? They're just so gorgeous. Really, really lovely. And I love, that's the card shape, but you don't have to use that extra panel on it with the ribbon woven. You can just use it as it is. So many gorgeous elements. The debossing plate with that beautiful long line ribbon coming through. Some very simple cards here. So not all of them have to be, you know, kind of advanced crafting. Some of them are, because Carnation take care of some of the complications for us, because we get the artwork and then we've got like that lovely debossing plate and we can create those textures. Actually, we can be very, very, very pared back with our crafting for the Christmas ones as well, or very, very full on. It's up to you what you want to do. Alison says, sorry, missed the boards. Do you get the bow die with this collection? Yes, you do, Alison. This is bursting with joy. See, that's that's the little circle one. And you get to choose, do you want to curl them right the way around? Do you want to just pull on them slightly so they're a bit roughed up? How do you want it to be? But it's a gift bursting open, right? And so you get those gorgeous corners. So when you look at this one, you have your main piece and all we need to do is put the circular one on. That cuts into it and it allows us to pull all of these back. So we've got that gorgeous bursting open of that gift in the middle of the card. Just super, super clever and awesome. And then we can pair it back again. Okay, now this is that ribbon panel with those florals put in, that beautiful box shape that comes at the bottom that we just took in and gets glued inside the card. So you can see it used here just perfectly. See how it just gets glued onto the inside of that, closes through, and then that stunning ribbon work going round, florals tucked in, and something very simple on the front of that just gives it that gorgeous richness. That card is so rich. Josephine says, is the price on the website today the price it'll be tomorrow? It'll be the same price now until, I would imagine, maybe Wednesday, Thursday they might put it up. I don't know how long they'll keep it at the lower price, but you will need to use your newsletter discount code if you want it for the price of $107.99, and that's on the code 230601, and it's available now, but the vignettes, the free artwork, is not available until Tuesday. And that's just to give you all a chance. And then I just wanted to show you this one just as a point of difference, really, which I love very much, is using that little tear at the bottom. And what that does beautifully, and it'll do for any of your cards, is give a grounding device. because if you want to cover up something, if you want to have some kind of grounding device at the bottom, you can then use this to give that. Now, what I will say about that is, because we've got the corners and there's two corners, if you put them together, you would be able to fold those around. Wouldn't they be beautiful as a visual idea of water coming towards you for coastal currents, for those coastal ones that we've done previously? It's the idea of waves. Really pretty, right? That you would be able to create that role of the waves coming through. I just think they're really, really, really gorgeous. Annie says, can we call the polar bear Pedro? You can call the polar bear. Well, I won't tell you what I was going to call him, but you can call the polar bear whatever you wish. Mine wasn't quite so inventive as Pedro. I think it was going to be something like Pete. But there you go. We've got the most exciting couple of days coming forward. So we can't wait to have your company. I think you're going to fall in love, and we'll get through demos. I'm going to try and do 3 demos for every show, although I do warn you the first show that we do tomorrow with David B is likely to only have 2 demos, because the first one normally does as we introduce the collection to you. I'll try and do 3 in each show after that. And then just to let you know that on Tuesday, we've got a very special announcement at the end of the last show. So please do join us for that. We will be on tomorrow morning with David B, 9, 11 and 1, and then it'll be just me, I think, on Tuesday, and that will be 10 and 12. So I'll be with you all the way through the whole of the collections. One last chance, 230601. Sorry, Taz, on the website. She loves it. She loves it when she has to work with me. It makes her day. She doesn't like it, just so you know. It is what it is. Right, I'm going to let you go. I hope you all have a really lovely Sunday. I'll be with you tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock with Davy B. Please do take care of yourselves till then, and we'll see you in the morning. Take care. Bye.